So today I want to talk to you about vitamin D. Really important. It's actually a hormone that the liver produces, and as you can see from this screenshot, this is a YouTube talk. It's an hour long. I highly recommend you watch it. Over 8 million views. That really breaks down how impactful this naturally reoccurring hormone slash vitamin in the human body can really help us overcome not just COVID. I mean, this talk is primarily about COVID, but it's actually great for general health. And as you can see with this photo here, what we have is those who live below the 35th parallel are better suited to not be deficient in vitamin D. So all of my Northeast people, you're much more likely to be vitamin D deficient because you're getting less of those precious sun rays. Here we have Dr. Ryan Cole. Please look him up. He's talking about vitamin D. He's looked at over 350,000 patients, and he talked about how those with low vitamin D levels in advanced age are the ones who are at most risk when we're talking about perishing from COVID. And he talks about too how there's no cold and flu season. It's really lack of vitamin D. So it's really important for us to supplement with this because that's the way to minimize the impact of not getting enough sunlight. Here's a slide from his presentation, and as it says, there's no such thing as cold and flu. It's really low vitamin D. At the end of this presentation, I'm going to show you some options of what I really love that you can use with vitamin D. And he talks about how the government cannot use experimental vaccines on us when there's effective alternatives, and vitamin D is that. And here we see from the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, over 80% of people had low vitamin D with COVID. And there's a direct connection when we talk about deficiency in so-called black people. The D3 deficiency plays a huge role in all sorts of diseases. And as you can see, getting it from the sun will help us from being sick. So it's really, really important. If we can't get it from the sun, we got to supplement. Here we go again. 80% of the people had low levels of vitamin D. Men tend to have much lower levels of vitamin D. And here we have a photo of all the things when you're deficient in vitamin D that can occur to you. Autoimmune diseases, type 1 diabetes, cancer, renal failure, all sorts of things, infections. It's really important for your immunity, your emotions with depression. Super, super important. I cannot stress it enough. As this photo displays, or the huge impact it has on the human body when we're talking about deficiency. So we really got to raise our levels, y'all. We really got to make sure we supplement the proper way. It's a true insurance policy. It's a way to protect ourselves. It's extremely economical as well. And as you can see listed there, those with melanin are prone to deficiency. That's something that creates deficiency. And using toxic sunscreens. If you're going to use sunscreen, there's a lot more cleaner products that you could use. Here's one of my favorite vitamin Ds. It's also, it must be with K2. They don't talk about that in the video. The K2 makes it far more absorbable. This is my go-to product, Up Nourish. You can find it on Amazon. It might be sold out at the moment. Really good. It also has coconut oil. It's called liposomal, so extremely absorbable. If you got any questions or need assistance, just email me, balancefield@aol.com. I personally do 10,000 units a day, but if you suspect you're deficient, honestly, you probably need 20 to 30 to 40,000 units a day for several weeks to get your levels up.